Quick question. Why you be so quick to cut your hair? Is your hair doing something wrong? Did your hair take your man? Is that the reason why you so quick to cut her? Like, really explain this to me. What is your obsession with trims? Let's talk about it because you keep subtracting inches and it's not adding up. Hey, curl friends, and welcome back to Cocaknotz, home of the Long Hair Society. Over here, all we talk about is getting long hair because what else is important other than a little money and a nice little body? But that long hair, oh baby, that is the cherry on top. Today, I'm going to show you a regular routine of finger detangling some hair after it's been in a protective style for weeks. So pay attention if you want to learn how to retain length the easy way by using the combeless method. I will be using some magical hair detangling products that will be linked below, but in this video, I want to discuss the age-old myth of getting trims. A lot of people feel like trims are absolutely necessary to get to long hair, and it isn't. For years, we have been trained to go to their hairstylist every 6 weeks to get those ends trimmed. And I think that, like on a serious note, who really came up with that? If you ask me, it was a hairstylist that was trying to get her water bill paid on time every month. So yes, of course, they would create some type of gimmick to get you back in the door often. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with getting your hair done. But let's be honest, if you don't trim those split ends, your hair gonna fall off. It's just gonna keep splitting to the root. You see how that sound? It sound a little cuckoo. But a lot of people do experience split ends, but most of the people who experience split ends use a lot of heat. They use a lot of chemical treatments like hair coloring. They use a lot of different manipulation techniques when getting their hair styled. So, of course, they're probably going to need to dust those split ends every now and then. But us who are on this natural, kinky, coily, long hair journey, our hair is pretty much not seeing heat for very long periods of time. We are not using any chemicals on our hair. We're using natural products. We're using water. So the likelihood of us just having split ends out of nowhere, yeah, that's almost impossible. What a lot of us naturals experience is actually uneven hair ends. And that's just because, just like in nature, any tree out there, the roots are going to be uneven. It all depends on what side of the sun the tree is facing, how the earth is in the ground, the soil, if there's concrete nearby. It all depends. And that's the same thing with your hair. It depends on what side of the bed you sleep on. Sometimes if you're right-handed or left-handed, how you style your hair on a daily basis, your hair might be uneven on the ends. But that does not mean that you have split ends and that you need to go for a trim and that you need to even out your ends. You don't have to do that. That is for aesthetic purposes only. Your hair has a specific growth pattern. It's made by design. Your hair is going to grow differently, and it's going to even out itself how it needs to be even. Your hair will be so smart that it will literally stop one side of your head for a period of time just for the other side to catch up. That's how smart your hair is. So while you try and aesthetically please the community by going ahead and getting a straight across haircut, your hair was working hard to try to get the back of your hair to even up with the front of your hair. And of course, that takes time. That takes months, even a year or two for your hair to kind of try to even itself out. So mind your business and get out of your hair's way and stop being so doggone scissor happy. Why you so quick to cut your hair? Why you don't cut them people off in your life? Those friends that keep mooching off of you and using you. Cut that man out your life. He don't even do nothing for you. Cut that job out your life. It's stressing you out. But for goodness sake, stop cutting your hair. If you find that your ends of your hair is getting very tangled up all the time, if it's being unruly, if it keeps forming knots, maybe you need to take a look at the product you're using. Maybe you need to take a look at the style you've been doing on your hair. Switch up the protective style. Switch up the regimen on how you take care of your hair. Maybe your hair likes butter first before it gets oil. Maybe your hair does not need to be that small, or maybe you're doing your hair too big. It's so many little variants that you can take a look at in your hair's routine before you go ahead and get the scissor and cut it all off. And if it does happen to be an area on your head where you do notice literal split ends, it's okay to just take a scissor and snip that area. You don't have to even your entire head unless that's what you want. If you're going for a style, okay, this ain't got nothing to do with you, okay? But if you are on a long hair journey by any means necessary, you trying to get to 24 inches, I'm telling you, you do not need to trim your hair to make it grow faster. That just doesn't make any sense. You can't take away 3 apples from Johnny's 6 apples and all of a sudden 3 more apples gonna grow back. That's not how math works, okay? If anything, your hair is going to grow at the same rate it was bound to grow in the beginning. If your hair grows at half an inch per month, you're going to get half an inch per month, whether you cut your hair or not. Now, if you're not seeing the growth, that's because you probably wasn't paying close enough attention, or your hair is just reacting well to your new hair care routine. Because if you are visiting a stylist who's putting you on a 6-week trim, she's probably also taking better professional care of your hair. So of course your hair is going to have some progress. Now, if you didn't cut your hair would have still grew, if anything. But of course it looks better. It looks fuller. And that's just how aesthetics work. It makes things look better. So if you get an even cut, of course your hair is going to look fuller because you don't have those thinner ends. Now, the reason why you may have thinner ends, well, I can speak for myself and my clients and the people who I work on. The reason why you may see thinner ends towards the ends of the mid shaft and the very ends is because the person was on a long hair journey. So for example, when I first started my natural long hair journey, I was bald headed. I ain't had no hair, no edges. My hair was just severely damaged that I literally did not have to really do a big chop. My hair was already chopped, okay? It was just already short. But in my first year of growing out my hair was going through withdrawal. All them years of that chemical exposure to relaxer, my hair was hooked on that creamy crack. So for the first year, it was whacked out. It was having withdrawals. It was growing real rough, crispy. It was growing straight and stringy. It just wasn't growing right. And it took some time for my natural new growth, my virgin hair to spring up and come through my damaged follicles that I had almost ruined just because I was addicted to not caring for my hair. So when my hair finally started growing in, you can clearly see that the ends of my hair was finer, it was thinner, it was straighter, it was wacky looking. And that's just because I was growing out years of damage. So by the 3rd year of my hair growth journey, my new growth was growing in fuller, healthier, curlier, thicker. So, of course, throughout the years, my ends are going to look thinner because I kept them with me. I decided not to cut those ends off because I was like, you gonna stay with me. I'm gonna remember every step of this long hair journey, okay? I'm not cutting you. I need to look back and look at the ends and know what period of time in my life I was going through. I can look at this part of my hair and be like, oh, that's when I was dealing with that no good man. Oh, that's when that ex-best friend had tried me. Oh, that's when that job took me for granted. Like, I get to look at my hair and read a whole story because I kept my hair ends with me. And it's okay. I deal with it. I nurture it. And now those unruly ends, they got with the program. They just hanging in there. And they are the oldest part of my hair. They are the grand folks. They talk to my new growth like they are grandchildren. My ends be like, I remember back in the days when Crystal was a no good scallywag. She was up and down these clubs, drinking and doing the most on these streets. And now she's a born again professor teaching everybody how to get long natural hair. My ends really be schooling my new growth, okay? It'd be like, young blood, you are lucky that she is pouring all this love and attention into you, because she used to treat us like we was the scum of the earth. And it's true. So yes, I do keep my hair ends with me. And a lot of people that I coach on this natural long hair journey, they keep their ends with them as well. So yeah, you will see a transition and an ombre effect of thick, 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 medium thick, then thin at the very ends. And it's not because it's split ends, not because it's scraggly ends, not because it's damaged. It's because it has a hair story. And it just goes to show how much work you've been putting in over the years and how much care you have been pouring into your hair. It shows the patience. It really just shows the journey. I don't know if I'll ever cut my hair. I don't care how long it gets to the floor. I don't care if little dreadlocks start to form at the very ends. I don't think I'll ever cut my hair, because my hair has brought me through so much in my life. My hair has been there with me in my darkest hour. My hair has celebrated with me on my journey throughout life. My hair has seen me cry, seen me laugh. It has brought me luck. It has brought me money. It has gotten people out of my life that don't deserve to be here. My hair has really been there for me. So why I'ma cut her? She ain't do nothing to me. I ain't cutting her off. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care if everybody team up and say the ends of my hair look scraggly. It looks thin. It look worn out. Listen, take your eyes off of my ends and worry about your rear end. Okay, but if you enjoyed this video and if you learned something, please hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you check out these products from Cocaknotz.com. I listed them in the description box. This is a usual routine of finger detangling the hair without a comb before you wash it, or even after you wash it. You can use this method without using a comb if you plan not to do any type of protective style that requires your hair to be combed out. I love this method because it helps keep the hair on your head, and it makes sure your hair doesn't permanently dreadlock, because that's all we're doing. We're not trying to fight with our hair, because we understand our hair likes to hug, it likes to coil. We just know we have to separate it every now and then and keep those knots and those matting at bay. I love making these videos for you. I love dropping these long hair gems, because long hair is your destiny and big hair is your birthright, and you deserve to have the hair of your dreams. You can grow your hair to lengths you never thought you could. It can happen. It will happen for you, because you deserve it. If you have been taking care of your hair, let your hair take care of you and let it tell your story. Put the scissors down. You don't need a trim, okay?